Alright, hello everyone, this is Master Steve 89 from Ape Supremacy Entertainment, and we are back with Metal Gear Saga and Metal Gear Solid 3. So, as I mentioned last week, the last episode of last weekend was a silent episode from my part, and it was only like cutscenes going on. And I think I didn't promise too much when I said that one of the most brutal scenes in the entire series is going to happen. And Snake just got his ass beat like crazy in that episode. A couple of things I'd like to mention about it is that, well, Big Boss could have taken on Thunderbolt if the boss didn't intervene. But there's something about the struggle with the boss in this video clip that I wanted to say. And it is about the fact that Snake actually fights back this time. He does a lot better. He's still not fully convinced, I believe. But he does fight back. And he notices, okay, technically she is just better than me, but he does fight back at least. Not like all the other times when he just does not fight back. So that is new. But now, let's talk about the episode here. We got ourselves into prison, and now it's our job to get out of it. And the problem here is that our equipment is... well, they took it away from us, of course, because they don't want us running around with guns, obviously. And you also don't have your camouflage anymore, and you basically have nothing. And the way you get out of the prison cell is actually in the prior cutscene. There are these triggers you can activate with R1, and in some of them you see this character, the Zorro, and he's holding up this sign with a number. And the number on the sign is actually the code to unlock the prison door cell. I always found that very weird. I'm not too okay with it, but as I've said a couple of times with the bosses in Metal Gear and some of these things, you just have to roll with it. And this is where it all happened. This is where we lost our eye. And that is also something cool they did here in Snake Eater. If you go into first person view now, you will notice that there is this... see, on the right, there's this light shadow that you can see, and it is of course because we only have one eye left, so we are not having the entire picture. Here you saw it again while crawling. That's something really interesting they do here. It's little details like that that make the Metal Gear Solid saga so endearing and so goddamn amazing, because there's details all over the place. Now, let's crawl around like a snake. Problem is, as you can see on the upper right corner, I have a camouflage meter or camouflage rating of 15, which is basically nothing, and I'm lying on the ground, so you really don't want to be seen here. Luckily for us, there are not that many sentries posted around here, and I'm trying to find these little holes in the walls. It's probably you know, for gutters and stuff like that, but we have no problem getting our bodies and hands dirty. So basically what you want to do is don't even get into the sight of the enemy at all. And if you do get into their sights and if they do ring the alarm, you better just run away. You just run and hide somewhere, because you can't fight back with the Cold Single Action Army. I don't think you can really fight back with that thing. And the biggest problem is that you can't use CQC. You can't do the throw unless you have a weapon equipped that has the CQC enabled. which I find really weird, again from a gaming standpoint or from a logical standpoint. that Snake has to hold a gun and a knife in order to use CQC. It doesn't make sense. He should be even better when he's just fighting with his bare hands. Yeah, we are close. This is all the way to the left of the entire facility. In the upper left corner, I think. This is as northwest as you can go in this facility, I believe. But what I've found really surprising actually to me, it was that this area is so big. I think it has like 4 or even 6 screens with things you can find and things you can explore. Which is especially important if you want to go for the Keratin, these little frog statues, because you have to know that there are several screens and maps, and each one of them has one of these stupid frog thingies that you have to shoot. And it's probably better to do it beforehand when you have your normal equipment, because right now I couldn't trigger them. Because obviously we don't have a silencer on our gun. We only have this loud ass single action army revolver, which does not help. And we've been seen by a dog, oh no. Dogs, the bane of any gamer. I mean it. These dogs I just hate. A good thing about Metal Gear Solid 3 is that basically you're safe down here. I think that the soldiers I think don't know where I am. That is the reason why they are not throwing grenades under the tank I'm under. Because usually when you hide underneath something, it can happen that they actually throw grenades under there. I don't know exactly why they don't do it here. I think it might be because the soldiers don't know where I am, and it's just the dogs that have seen me go down there. Man, this is so tense. And I love this caution theme. I really love it. It just screams spy. I think I've said that a couple of times, but I just can't say it enough. This theme is really, really great. In my view, this is the best cooldown theme in the entire Metal Gear Solid franchise. It's just perfect. What makes this getaway so great? It's annoying kind of that you have to adapt, but having to adapt is of course the reason why this escape scene is pretty cool. Because you're used to just being able to tranquilize everybody with these silenced pistols and everything, or kill them or whatever. It's so easy to take them out because they just patrol alongside rails. They have like on rails and they're just moving on these rails, and if you don't just run straight in front of them, they are not going to see you, which is why you can take care of them so easily. But without guns, without equipment, without camouflage, that changes. You can't just bypass them by taking them out one after another. If I wanted to get rid of them, I'd have to fight them. And that is not going to work. What I'm mostly looking out for here right now is dogs. The dogs screw up everything. And just so happy that it's not like in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, I think, where the dogs, when they grab you, you have this like tiny moment where you can trigger a killing move, and if you fail to get it right, you die immediately. I'm so happy that is not the case with Metal Gear Solid 3. But dogs, seriously, dogs in games, I mean, I love dogs in reality, but in games they are such douchebags. In every single game. They are assholes in the entire Dark Souls series, they are real assholes in Bloodborne, they are assholes in Call of Duty, as I've mentioned, and they are also real assholes here in the Metal Gear franchise. They are just terrible everywhere because you can't hit them, they are too quick. And a lot of times they have instant kill animations. I think in Splinter Cell they are really annoying as well, I think. Splinter Cell, there was also something about dogs I remember, I think in Blacklist especially.
Understood. Return to your position.
And yeah, this is how you fight. That is actually the best way to take care of them when you don't have guns. You just do the 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 because they are staggered every time. When you do the third one, where you knock them on the ground, it might happen that you miss the opportunity to grab them, and then they might ring the alert with their walkie-talkies. That is why I use the 1-2 combo all the time. Because they can't do that then. Alright, what we need to do, or what we want to do here is, there's somewhere, see, there's this stupid getting stuck while you're lying on the ground again. What we want to do here is get into the canalization. It's called something different in English, you know, where when you have to go to the toilet, where all that stuff goes, you know. The sewers, right, the sewers, I'm sorry, the sewers. We want to get into the sewers and get out of the facility that way. That is what we want to do. And now we get a call from Eva.
Snake, you're already in the sewers?
Eva, yeah, I just got down here. I'm coming to meet you now. The door at the north end is open, right?
Snake?
Let me guess. There's a problem.
Yeah.
What is it this time?
The Colonel found out you escaped.
He did, huh? Figured as much.
Yeah, and now all of Grozny Grad is on red alert.
Just my luck. But once I'm out of the fortress...
You can't get out.
I can't?
When the fortress went on red alert, they sealed off the sewers.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm serious. And that means the escape route I laid out is
sealed off too.
Right. And they just sent a unit out looking for you.
Down here?
Uh-huh. They'll be there any minute now. You've got to get out quick.
But isn't the exit sealed off?
You should be able to get out by heading straight north. Book it, Snake. If they find you, you're dead.
Yeah, so we have to head north. And the thing is, what she's saying is actually not true. It's not just heading north, because some of them are sealed off as well. This is, by the way, the quickest way to get down here. This does spare you some time. You have to find these holes in the walls and go through them. But some of them are sealed as well, so it's really, you have to just find a way. You have to cross this like little river, the sewers themselves. You have to climb on them, and you have to switch sides on them and everything. All the while, very soon we are going to hear a sound that is going to be rather disturbing. Since we don't have ammo and nothing. No way to defend ourselves. Not sure, it should start it. Yeah, right, there it is. There it is. There are the dogs. So you have to move really quickly. And this entire sequence is really cool because now you hear the dogs. But there are more sounds coming our way. And it's just really tense, this entire situation here. See, they found me. So what's gonna happen is we are running away. See, there's the exit. Once we reach that, there are going to be 2 cutscenes waiting for us. And after these 2 cutscenes, you're gonna hear from me again. But now enjoy the cutscenes for now.
I've been waiting for this. Nobody interfere. This is where it ends. Snake! Don't die on me yet.
Are you one of the Cobras?
Sad. So sad. A host of sorrows. And you are one of them. I am the sorrow. Like you, I too am filled with sadness. This world is one of sadness. Battle brings death. Death brings sorrow. The living may not hear them. Their voices may fall upon deaf ears. But make no mistake, the dead are not silent. will know the sorrow of those whose lives you have ended.
Yeah, that was another member of the Cobra units. This guy is called the Sorrow. And it's another one of these really weird boss encounters or members of this unit. And what you actually normally do here is you walk down this road endlessly. And the further you go, the more ghosts are going to appear from soldiers you've killed. And also the other Cobra units are going to be there and everything, but your ultimate goal here in this area is to actually die. And the fastest way to do that is to just drain yourself of your oxygen and just drown. Which is what I did here. The thing is, this is not a death screen. You have to press L2 and use the revival pill, as you can see here. And now what? We're back. And this was such a fuck up riddle that Kojima put in here. I must have walked down that path 5 times until I by accident, I tripped upon the answer.
Then you'll have to shoot me. The spirit of the warrior will always be with you. Don't be sad. We'll meet again someday.
Yeah, that was some really weird shit, but it was actually a flashback to a time when the Sorrow and the boss were still in the same unit. And what we learn here is that the boss had a mission to fulfill, which was to kill the Sorrow. Which, even though she liked him, and later on we are going to find out they were probably even lovers, she executed the mission and she killed him, because that was her duty. Which brings up the question, why did she defect? Anyway, now we are going to have ourselves another conversation, and then we are already at the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and check back later for the next episode of Metal Gear Saga. So bye bye, and see you then.
What happened to me?
You were halfway drowned at the bottom of the river. Almost crossed over to the other side.
Other side. So that really was.
Something on your mind, Snake?
Major, was there a man in the Cobra unit called the Sorrow?
Yes, I've heard of him. He was an uncanny soldier who fought alongside the boss.
What kind of man was he?
The Sorrow was a man with, well, special powers. He had ESP, which was the subject of extensive research in the Soviet Union at the time. He was especially gifted as a medium.
A medium?
Someone who can communicate with the spirit world and evoke the spirits of the dead. In other words, he could talk to ghosts. They say he could find out what was going on in a battle by talking to dead soldiers.
What about him and the boss? What was the story between them?
I don't know the details. Why don't we ask Sigurd?
Yo, I finished checking up on this Sorrow guy a while ago. Thought you guys already knew, though.
Knew what?
That he's dead. He's been dead for 2 years now.
Died 2 years ago?
At Selino-Yarsk. You know, those cliffs you were at. And the boss is the one who did him in.
The boss?
Yep. 2 years ago, the boss was sent by the CIA on a secret mission to Selino-Yarsk. That's when she met the Sorrow, who'd gone back to the Soviet Union after the Cobras broke up at the end of the war. Except this time they were enemies.
And then what?
The boss killed the Sorrow herself and accomplished her mission. At least, that's what the records say.
So, he was never there in the first place. He just couldn't let go of the boss.
You okay, Snake?
Yeah, I'm fine. It looks like it's not time for me to die yet.
I sure hope not. Otherwise, the whole mission is shot. We're counting on you, pal.
Roger that. Eva?
Snake, you didn't call. I was worried. Are you all right?
Yeah, I took a pretty freaky detour.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Forget it. Let's just say I'm back.
Good. But how did you escape from the sewers?
I jumped into the river.
From all the way up there? You're out of control.
Yeah, I got carried away by the current and almost drowned.
Great. That's perfect.
What do you mean that's perfect?
I mean, if you ended up in the river, then I know a good spot nearby. Let's meet up there.
Where is it?
Keep going upstream until you get to a waterfall.
A waterfall, huh?
Right. Behind that waterfall, there's a cave. We'll meet in there.
The cave behind the waterfall upstream. Got it.
See you there.